Uh-oh, it said we live. I think we live. We gonna see. It take a second for y'all to show up. Maybe y'all see me already, but I don't see none of y'all. But it say we live. If we live, y'all know what to do. Let me know if you can hear me. And then like this video, share this video, all of that good stuff. And I gotta go get my people on MX Network. What's somebody talking about? Y'all should be on later tomorrow, not today. Did they delete that message? Because I see it on the stream yards in the back, but I don't see it on the front. It ain't tomorrow. Is that what your screen said? You play that on YouTube, not me, because it did not say that. And I'm like 2 minutes early, y'all. I'm trying to make up. Y'all say I'm always late, so I'm trying to make it up. I'll be starting 2 minutes early all the time. Give me some credit. Okay, y'all. Y'all let me get my folks in here from MX Network. Y'all know what to do. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. And hit that notification bell. So I had a couple of people, well, some of y'all asked me, y'all say y'all never get no notifications. Well, YouTube do be hating. So let's say that first and foremost, they still be hating. It seems like when they demonetize somebody and you've been monetized for so long, like they will, you get monetized again. Apparently I'm monetized, as you see. Then sometimes they be like, okay, we're gonna let you be monetized, but we're gonna play these games and we're gonna, suppress your views and your notifications still. So y'all know that on the front of my page, there's like this bell. You guys can go and click that, and that's your notifications. It's on some, you need to put it on all. So then it will let you know every time. So I don't understand why when you subscribe to somebody's channel, why it is that they feel the need to then turn around and give you some notifications. If you subscribe, you should get them all. But that's not how it works, okay? So y'all check that if you ain't been getting your notifications, because some of y'all come in here and be like, I ain't even see this video. I never got a notification. It's 2 days later. So it ain't me, it's YouTube. But go check your notifications, y'all. Do me a favor though. Do me a favor. Somebody said I'm froze on YouTube. I ain't froze, am I? That's what they said on MX Network. I'm froze. Just still moving in my frozen. That's just her stuff. Hey, shout out to everybody. Okay, I'm not froze. Okay, thank you, Ramsey. Okay. Okay. Not on theirs. Okay. So since that might be your screen, your internet, they said I'm okay over here. No, Arthur, I did not send out the email. Was you in class? Was you in the class that we did on Wednesday? So I didn't send it out yesterday, but it's set to go out, so you probably get it during this live. But you didn't miss it. No, you ain't miss it. But shout out to everybody over on MX Network. So again, let's talk about that MX Network. So I need y'all to do me a favor, okay? So y'all know that since I monetized, the first time I went live, y'all was like, they ODing, like, on some crackhead shit, and they keep showing a commercial like every 2 seconds, okay? So I went in the back, I changed the settings, because I don't want y'all to watch a ton of commercials. Now, if you over here on YouTube, you gonna watch some commercials, okay? If you ain't got premium, you gonna watch some commercials. That's all about being monetized, all right? But I don't care for the commercials to take over the live. That's not what I wanted to do. So then I put it on the other setting. In the back, they don't really show us how many videos they're going to show y'all. So I put it on the setting that says viewers will watch more of your show and less commercials. So y'all tell me tonight, somebody that's in here, let me know every time you see a commercial so I can figure out what this setting is and see if we got it right. Because apparently I changed it and I thought it would be better on the last video, but they were still throwing all kind of commercials at y'all left and right. So y'all let me know if this setting works better. Y'all give me a moment. I'm trying to work it out because they just say put it on this and this and that. I don't know how many commercials y'all see from y'all end. Also, I have YouTube Premium, so I don't never watch commercials on nobody's stuff. So see Will in here tonight. Will, you gonna be here to the end of this live. Let me know whenever you see a commercial. Okay, I put it on a different setting. We're gonna see if this setting works. Because again, I don't care to bombard y'all with a million commercials. I want you to hear the conversation that we're having, right? I want you to hear what we're talking about more importantly. But I will tell you this. Okay, you got one when it first came on. Okay, okay, at the first of the show. Okay, now let's see how long it takes for another one. Okay, hopefully you'll get one in like 3 more minutes. But y'all bear with me, we're gonna figure it out. But I want y'all to know this. More importantly, you don't have to watch none of these commercials. You do not have to pay for YouTube Premium. If you want to watch my shows commercial free, you can come over to MX Network. You can get your free subscription. Okay, the link to that is in the description of this video. I'm sure that some of my dope moderators will eventually put the link in the chat for you. But if you just go to the bottom of this video and click more, it's down there, right? And you can just go get your free subscription. It doesn't cost you anything. The same thing you did to get over on YouTube, you do over there. You put in your email, you put in a password, and you can watch all of my lives free, okay? And you can watch it for 24 hours after that. If you don't catch it at the right time and you want to come back and watch it, you can do that, okay? And there's plenty of other free content over there, okay? The survival class that I did is over there. There's in every section. We got many sections. So MX Network is not just Mechee X. There's a lot more stuff on there. And in every section, there is free stuff. But there are no commercials. That's the one thing you not gonna see. Okay. So you can just solve that problem and go on over to, MX Network. Get you a subscription. Shout out to you, Don. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. So I wanted to say that to everybody. Okay. Make sure you go get your subscription to MX Network. You don't have to watch no commercials at all. And bear with me if you're going to stay over here on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out what's the right setting so that they're not showing you way too many commercials. Okay. So I'm trying to figure that out. Okay. So that's one thing. The next thing is somebody was asking, they said that they missed the live and where they send a cash app or a super chat. So anyway, my cash app is my name, Mechee X with the $. Okay. But I want everybody to know, since I am monetized, if you ever come to the live and it's over and you was like, Mechee, I want to give you something, but I missed your live, there's a heart down at the bottom of the video after the video is over. So you can give a super chat after the video is over. It's a heart that says thanks, and it will highlight your comment in the comment section. So you can still do it even after the video is over, okay? For the person who asked about that. And then my cash app is $, my name, Mechee X. Just make sure you spell it right, because y'all be spelling my name every which way, but the way that it's really spelled, okay? Y'all do be doing that. Okay, here's another commercial already, Will. See? Well, how long we been in here? 7 minutes? It's 7:45. I've been seeing them 4 phones left and right. I think I might be about to win the lottery or something, y'all. Then we cut all the commercials off. Okay, the commercial already. Okay, so it was one when y'all first came in. Somebody said they only seen the one. Okay, so it's one commercial so far. Okay. I don't think when you very first start the video, if it's a commercial, I don't think that count. Like if it start before, I want to know how many commercials cut me off. Somebody said you didn't get no commercials last night. You didn't get none at all. What? I don't know why you ain't getting them, but you got one now. So okay. So far we got one. I want to see how many times it cut me off in the middle of the conversation. Okay. Shout out to my boot camp student. I did see your comment in there that class was the bomb. So I want everybody to know that we do have the class coming up in 2 days. Saturday is the class, not the boot camp. And somebody asked me what was the difference. So the class that's coming up on Saturday is a 2 to 3 hour class. You do have a replay you can watch as much as you want. It is live. You can ask questions and all of that good stuff. I'm going to show you all the websites, walk you through everything. And I got a boot camp person in here, at least one right now. Some other ones are over on MX Network, so she can let you know because she in the chat. I'm going to walk you through everything. And I'm going to teach you 3 ways. I might teach you 4 if we got enough time. I'll throw some extra stuff in there, but I'm going to teach you at least 3 ways this Saturday on how to make money online. It don't cost you nothing to start these ways to make money, okay? Every time I teach these in my boot camp, my students start doing them. They're not hard to do, and they usually make money before the boot camp is even over. By the 2nd, 3rd class, they like, I already made some money. So we're going to talk about ways that you can start making money that you don't have to invest a lot, right? You get all these people online and they're like, oh, let's do drop shipping. Let's do this. Let's do that. Although we talk about all of that in the boot camp. Okay, but for this class, I'm just going to teach you the ways. You got to have some willingness to put some effort into what you're doing. But other than the effort, it don't cost you no money to do none of this stuff that I'm going to teach you. Okay, so that class is just one day, couple hours. It's at 7 o'clock on Saturday. You do get the replay for it, and the link for that is in the description. Now, the difference is on January 5th, 4th or 5th. Do not quote me on this. You can see it on the site. Same link that's in the description will take you to the page. You'll see that as well. The 6-week boot camp is just that. It's 6 weeks. You have 12 classes. We go over 10 plus ways how to make money online. We go from everything from free stuff to a little bit of money you got to spend all the way to how do you manufacture your own product. We talk about having your own platforms, even if you like networks like a Tubi or something. Even if you don't create content, I can show you where you can get content for free, right? My students will tell you she in there. And so the boot camp is 6 weeks. And so we have classes on Sunday, and then every Wednesday we come together and I let you guys ask me all the questions you need. I go over anything with you that we discussed that Sunday that you might have questions about, something you might have tried. It's not, you're not figuring out the systems. We also learn in the 6-week boot camp how to build your own website, and we go through marketing, everything from free ways of marketing when you're ready to spend some money and when your business doing good and you're trying to be on a billboard or bus or the radio, or you want to be on TV. We talk about all of that, okay? So anyway, that's the difference in the classes. And one is starting Saturday, the boot camp. The next one, I'm still finishing this one. So the next boot camp does not start till January. It's the 4th or the 5th. So that is the difference between the two for the people that were asking, okay? Let me know how the ads go. I want to say shout out to Romel. He sent me a cash app yesterday, but it was after I got off, so I did shout him out. Shout out to Romel because Romel is always sending a cash app, so I do want to say shout out to him for that. Okay. Oh, and if anybody wants to know why you can't say nothing, I do have the subscriber mode on, you guys. So if you would like to talk in the chat, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel. Some people make you wait, 5-10 minutes. As soon as you hit subscribe, you can talk. But if you're not willing to commit to being a subscriber to this channel, I don't want to hear what you got to say. So just be quiet in the unsubscribe section. Okay? If you want to talk to us, you got to be subscribed somewhere here or at MX Network, and then we'll talk to you. We'll see you. Other than that, no. Okay. So anyway, you got to subscribe. Shout out to Deborah. I want to say thank you for that super chat. Okay. So how is your grandchild? You got a plan to go get that. Year. I don't know what you mean, Deborah. My grandbaby is fine. Thank you for letting me know the commercial came up. But yeah, my grandbaby is good. I actually have another grandbaby. I got a second grandbaby. So yeah, she got a sister. So I got 2 grandbabies. So yeah. And it's funny because I always tell my son that's what he get, because he used to fight with his sisters. So his first daughter is a spitting image, attitude, and everything of his oldest, it's his younger sister, but my oldest daughter. And then this new baby, oh my gosh, she is a spitting image and personality act just like his other sister. So that's what he gets. Since he was fighting with them kids is his sisters to the T, attitude and everything. So yes. All right, y'all. We'll get into this conversation now. We are going to have this conversation over here on on YouTube. I'm probably going to have the whole conversation here, but again, you can avoid commercials by coming over to MX Network. We're not going to leave like we did last night. We got into some more conversation last night about the church and things like that. And it was a really good conversation, but there were some things I wanted to share about my experiences and just cut some people out, and you can't do all of that over here. So we went over to MX Network. But today we'll probably have this whole conversation over here. But you can avoid commercials by coming over there. And there will be plenty of times we will not have lives over here. They will only be on MX Network, or we will be leaving, okay? Plenty of times. But tonight we're going to do this here, and I plan not to be here a long time, okay? Now, somebody said they seen commercials. Now, Will, you got to let me know, because I do know that depending on when y'all come in, y'all see commercials at different times. That's how YouTube does it. So if you just started the live after they just showed a commercial to everybody, they going to show you a commercial because you wasn't here to see the first commercial. So, Will, I need one person to tell me, I'm keeping track. How many commercials you seen because you've been here from the beginning? Now, everybody said commercial. Diane, how many commercials have you seen? How many is that for you? Somebody said none for me. They just be picking and choosing. I think they be picking on some of y'all. They be picking on some of y'all. Not one commercial yet. 0. Okay, so second commercial, 1 for me, 2. What is we in 15 minutes? Okay. Three is a lot for 15 minutes for whoever saw three. Okay, so I don't know why it's different for all of y'all. I don't know. I do know it's the link to MX Network in the comment section. I mean, in the description of this video. I don't know. Some of y'all see none. Some of y'all see two. Some of y'all don't think three was at least good. And none of y'all seen four because we ain't been here that long. So shoot, well, at least you ain't seen four. Okay, three is a lot. I don't know. Maybe you two feel like you owe them something because you were skipping out on all the other commercials. Their algorithm said you gonna get these commercials no matter who live you on. Okay, y'all. Let's have this conversation. Let's get into this conversation, everybody. So, anyway, let's talk about these immigrants. I'm smiling, I'm laughing. Somebody said I'm mean and I'm angry all the time. I am not. Fuck you and your mama, okay? I'll be on here smiling, laughing way too much for somebody to be trying to tell me in the comment section. You just angry about everything. Boy, your mother and your father, if you know who he is, okay? Anyway. Now let's get into the angry conversation. I'm about to get angry for y'all like the Hulk. Okay, I'm gonna change. Let's talk about these immigrants, though, y'all. The immigrants. I got some immigrants in the chat. Last time I talked about the immigrants, I had some immigrants that was mad at me. I just want to clarify and I want to say, I don't care. I don't give no damn how you feel. And when I say it was immigrants, it was Black immigrants. Now let me explain something to all of y'all before I start having this conversation, okay? As Black Americans, ADOS, right? Black Americans, our ancestors that are Black on this land go back to being slaves in this country. They lived through Jim Crow and everything else, okay? So at the end of the day, we have a right to feel a certain way. And I want you to know that there was a time that I was like, I'm about all Blackness. And I am. If we are for each other, then let's be for each other, right? I love you from Africa, Haiti, wherever you want to come from, right? As long as you can respect us back. But what I found at my age of living, and as long as I've been alive, what I have learned in the past couple of years is that y'all come over here and y'all don't see yourselves as us. We used to see y'all and we would include y'all in everything. Oh, Pan-Africanism, we love our brothers and our sisters. If you go over to Zayaks, I love Zayaks to death. That institute and my brother Q and his wife, all that they have done. There are so many people over there that help that are Black immigrants. They're Jamaican. They come from other places, but they putting in the work. So see, I'm going to judge you by how you react to us. So when I make these comments, I'm not making them to everybody, but we're not going to act like there's not a group of Black immigrants who y'all don't like us. Y'all don't. Your mother and your father, when y'all come over here, they tell you stay away from them American Black folks. They tell you that we trifling and we ghetto because you buy the same shit that they put on the news about us for everybody else. You buy that stuff too for you come over here to this country. So if you cool with me, I'm cool with you. And this is your first test because I say we have no allies. And I get so tired of everybody, and this goes for Black immigrants too. Y'all love us and you rock with us until we say something that hurts your feelings. You're not an ally if you don't understand our fight and our plight right now. You are not our ally. See, I'll never forget, there was a time when I was in Colorado, and we're going to talk about Colorado tonight. Okay, this happened in Aurora. I happen to live in Aurora. Okay, but I was in Colorado doing a lot of activist work in the community. And what I found then was that we would go in the rooms with a whole lot of people who were different races. You got the Black and brown, you got the LGBTQ, and they all want to come in there. Shout out to you, Walter. Thank you for that donation. Look, I expect to see that over here. Walter usually be over on MX Network, unless that's a different Walter. But Walter always come over there and be giving $15. Thank you, Walter. I appreciate that. If you is the right Walter, if you ain't, thank you very much. But we used to go over there to these meetings, and what you will find is that they would throw events that say Black and brown, okay? And you would see all of these events where we would include them, but they never have the Hispanics and the brown community. They never have an event that attaches Black to their event. They never did that with us, never, okay? And so I noticed that they were cool with us as long as we were fulfilling their needs and we had a common interest. As soon as we started talking about something that affected them, they got offended. And let me tell you exactly what I mean. We were in a room one night and we were talking about, they were saying that in the Black community, there's a lot of homophobic people, right? And why do we always act that way? And I expressed that when we talk about, slavery on the plantation, there's a lot of issues that we have because of being buck broken and try to effeminize Black men. So there is a history to trying to make Black American men feel a certain type of way. It comes from the history that we hold in this country. Well, while we're sitting there talking about the trauma and we're trying to figure out, well, in our community, why do we have this issue? Because in Colorado, there's so many LGBTQ people everywhere, right? And so we're having this conversation just talking about where our trauma comes from, and you get a motherfucker in the room that's part of the LGBTQ community, and they said that they were offended. They were offended at how we felt. Motherfucker, you not know ally? How are you offended by how we feel? See, allies come in the room and shut up. So if you are a Black immigrant in the room right now, you should shut up. If you really care, you should listen, because the conversation that I'm going to have tonight about the immigrants talk about how it affects us in this country. There is a component of the immigrants in this country right now that even legal immigrants who have their citizenship, who have been here for years, they sick of y'all too. So for you to act like what I'm saying is ridiculous or offensive to you because you're Black too, bye, you get the fuck on out my chat. That's all I'm gonna say to you. I don't know what else to tell you, because I get tired of y'all loving on us no matter what, you Black or whatever. That don't cut it. Not today. Not this day and age. We don't care that you're just Black. You see yourself as different. And as soon as we say something that you don't like, then all of a sudden you get offended. If you are not in this country freeloading, and if you are not out here taking all these benefits, when you turn around and see that Americans that are Black can't get those benefits and getting that kind of help, then shut up. If that's you, be quiet. And if it's not you, you should still be able to acknowledge the fact that there are so many immigrants here being given all of the resources that belong to American people that come from our tax dollars. And that's ridiculous in any case. You're not going to take your ass to work and all the paycheck that you get to take care of your family, all the work you've done and put in, then you're going to turn around and give it away to somebody else so they can have a roof over their head, because that's what it feels like. See, these people being taken care of right now that are here for freeloading, they're not here for asylum seeking. A lot of them come here, get this money and send it back home. If you're running from a country that your life is in danger, your country is in turmoil, why you ain't bring your family with you? You came here to take from our resources to send back to your people. So if you can acknowledge it's a bunch of immigrants in this mug freeloading, and now we have this criminal component we're going to talk about tonight, and all you hear is me saying I'm sick of these immigrants, and I'm glad Trump about to send your ass home in 5 more minutes. It's almost time. If you're offended when I say, guess what? I'm going to put the application, I'm going to email it to everybody in my email list. When ICE put out that application, baby, we hiring, I'm going to let y'all know they're hiring. I'm not going to get a job. I don't work for nobody but myself. I ain't done that for over 10 years. I don't work for nobody. But if there is a number to report an immigrant when you see them, I'm calling it. I'm going to make t-shirts with the number on it. I'm going to post it on all of my posts. And if you have a problem with that, that's your problem, not mine. Because I'm sick of the immigrant situation in this country. And if anybody got any good God-given sense, you would be tired of watching what's going on as well. Okay? So let me just give y'all that disclaimer before we have this conversation and y'all feelings be hurt. Okay? I just want y'all to understand that. Last time I had this conversation, I had a Black woman come into my email. She sent me a 5-paragraph email and told me, that I'm a bitch. I'm all of these things. She used to feel sorry for me and my son, but she don't care now because we don't care about immigrants. And she done supported me, but she'll never support me again. I don't know. She wrote 5 paragraphs of some bullshit. I read it and then just deleted the shit. But again, this is how mad y'all be. 1 minute you got sympathy for me, but because I'm talking about immigrants that's out here killing kids, and you think I'm lying, I'm gonna play you a news clip tonight since you think I'm lying. Immigrants that's out here committing crimes, immigrants that are out here taking all of our resources while this country has nothing for us and we are in a very bad time. People can barely afford groceries for them to be giving all of this money away to all of these immigrants. And now all of a sudden, you don't care about what happened to my son. You ain't got no sympathy for me. Bitch, because you never did. You never did. Okay? Because if you did, it wouldn't be so quick for you to be upset. If the shoe don't fit, I say this all the time, and it don't belong to you, why you put it on the wear? I wasn't even talking about you, but you got offended real quick. You keep your offense. I apologize for nothing I've said and nothing I'm about to say tonight in this live or anything you've ever heard me say. I make no apologies, okay? So if anybody is offended, put it on the necklace and wear that shit. It's your offense. Keep it and own it. I don't give a damn. It got nothing to do with me. Okay? Now, I can't wait till the immigrants leave. Everybody keeps getting upset with me. Well, not everybody. Some people get upset with me because, I say that of all the things in the presidency that we have, I'm glad that Trump is sending the immigrants away. Now, y'all getting y'all feelings and y'all be like, well, oh, that means you support Trump. That means, you this and you that. Do you know everything he gonna do? Yeah, any president that gets in the White House is not gonna do a whole lot of things in the favor of Black people. That's never been the case. It's never gonna be the case. So I don't understand why y'all get sad when y'all like, we got a president don't do nothing for us. The Democrats wasn't doing nothing for us either. Biden not doing nothing for us. Biden won't even identify the goddamn drones for you right now. What did Kamala ever do for anybody? Huh? But make a bunch of bills y'all didn't understand, send Black folks to jail. Like at the end of the day, had she stayed in office, what was she finna do for Black people? I remind you, this is the woman that said no. And if you don't know what that no, that's I'm not doing shit for Black people. No, that's the no. That's the I don't do nothing for Black people. No. Okay. If you don't know that, then I don't know what's wrong with you because we've all heard it, right? So at the end of the day, I don't know why y'all get upset. Whatever president they put in the White House, I'm just going to look at what we can be happy about. And I'm happy about the fact that Trump about to come through with a strong pimp hand and start slapping these immigrants up out of our country. I'm ecstatic about that. I really am. Okay. Now, anything else this man is doing, we'll get to when we get to it. I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of stuff I don't like that he did, but I'm probably sure I ain't gonna lose no sleep over it. As Black people in this country, we've been living under presidencies and administrations that ain't never done nothing for us. Not even Obama's Black behind. He ain't do nothing for us either. Okay, but I am relieved that the immigrants will be gone. Okay, we might have to deal with some more police immunity, but they already got immunity. I'm used to that kind of stuff, right? I'm from the ghetto, so we might deal with some high prices and taxes, and we might struggle a little bit in the next couple of years. I'm used to struggle. I'm from the hood. I know how to take $1, make $1 out of 15 cents. I know how to take $20 and feed a whole family, for 3 days. I'm okay with struggle, right? But I'm not okay with these immigrants in here. I'm really not. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the locking down on the LGBTQ initiative. See, I don't understand why that group of people keeps crying, saying they need more rights when they have more rights than anybody. And y'all have so many rights that your rights actually infringe on everybody else's rights. Right? Like women can't even have the right to use the bathroom with their daughters or little girls and feel safe because y'all telling us we got to worry about a man that wears a dress that he wants to feel safe. It's amazing to me because men are always trying to run everything in this country and in this world. And it's always like, oh, it's a man's world. Even now we got the Black community here, all the Black men talking about y'all need to submit to me. Men always want to be in charge. Have y'all all noticed that when it comes to the LGBTQ movement, it's just a bunch of men trying to now control what a woman is? Y'all trying to control what a woman is defined by. It's a bunch of men trying to run our bathrooms. It's a bunch of men trying to run our sports and everything else. Like, y'all don't think that y'all run enough? Because I don't see no talk about women who want to be men. I don't see the transgender the other way. Do you see a bunch of women that are transgendering into men and we have this argument? The arguments are always around men who want to be women. And you want to have so many rights that it infringes on everybody else's rights. Like, I'm sick of you motherfuckers, you masculine ass, not masculine ass. Like, men, y'all just want to take over everything. Y'all ain't never noticed that? The LGBTQ movement, when it comes to the T's, it's just a bunch of men trying to once again run everything. Y'all really over here crying about a man using the bathroom with no care for our babies. Because what happens is, let me tell you something, if there's a man and he done went and got him some breasts and he all dressed up and he got on a wig and he walk in the bathroom, and you got to look real hard like, is that a man or is that a woman? Because this day and age, women wear drag makeup so much between the eyelashes, the contouring. You know, that's what drag queens did to look more like a woman. And now that's becomes women's standard of makeup. So this is why you can't tell a real woman over a drag or a transgender man, because at the end of the day, y'all look just alike, because them fake eyelashes, all that contouring to make your face look a certain way, that's actually drag makeup. So if a man is made up like that and he walks into a woman's bathroom to go to the bathroom, nobody's really complaining about that. Somebody said they got the nerve to call us cis. You're right, cis. And I ain't talking about with the C in it either. Like, how do you have the right to redefine what a woman is and then tell me that I'm a cis woman? What? Now you done gave me a name I didn't fucking ask for. That's what I'm talking about. But if you have a man that has really transitioned into being a woman and he walks into the bathroom, nobody's complaining about that. He gonna go in the bathroom with his dress on, pull his skirt up, walking there with his red bottoms, and and nobody's gonna look twice. You might look and be like, oh, that's a transgender, but you can clearly tell that this is a real transgender that's trying to be a woman. The problem we have is the law doesn't make room for the fact that you have perverted men who will just go and get a wig from the Halloween section at Walmart that don't cost but $10, put on some dress from the Salvation Army, put on a little lipstick and walk in the bathroom. And you can clearly see this is a sir man. See, it's not like the transgenders where you have to wonder, is that a woman? That look good, he might fool your ass. You got to look real hard. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the clear ones you can see. You're a man with a wig on and somebody's grandmother's dress looking like Miss Doubtfire, and you got on some lipstick. And that's all you have to do to go in the bathroom. You know how many times they have been caught in the bathroom trying to see little children, mess with little girls? So y'all want to overlook all of that. Y'all want to force your agenda in the school so damn much that you're perverting the children, and y'all want to keep talking about these your rights while you're treading on everybody else's rights. So I'm excited that Trump gonna put the smackdown on that shit and on the immigrants. Whatever else he do, I don't care, because as Black people in this country, we have lived through hell and back, and we gonna be all right, baby. If the motherfucking drones turn and happen to be alien ships and it's the mothership, I bet you when they step off that plane, they some Black aliens. I bet you we gonna be good. No matter what the hell is going on, we done been through hell and back, okay? So at the end of the day, it's going to be you people who ain't never been through shit that don't know how to survive. Nobody's scared of a Trump goddamn administration. But y'all, stop trying to fearmonger Black people into being scared. What should we be scared of? We've been through slavery. We've been through Jim Crow. We went through the crack era. We constantly going through stuff with school to prison pipeline, the prison industrial complex. Like what the fuck we scared of? Y'all the ones crashing out. I'm not scared of Trump, and I'm ecstatic about two things he gonna do. He don't do nothing else for us. I don't give a fuck. I'm glad about those two things. So let's be clear, okay? Y'all coming in here crying. Somebody came here the other day. Oh, you're a Trump supporter and Democrats. I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. Let me tell you, if you want to unsubscribe, just fucking leave. You do not have to announce your departure. This is not an airport. Just float on. Get the fuck on. Okay? So I just want to say that don't leave a paragraph in my comment section before you leave. Just leave. Just leave, okay? Do that for me. Because we got immigrants around here, you guys, that are terrorizing people. Now, one thing we're going to talk about is the news and how they lie to us all of the time. How many of you, and I'm sure that you remember because it was a very big story, and we talked about it here, right? How many of y'all remember all of the Venezuelan and the gang members that they said were taking over apartment complexes in Colorado, but they said that it was a lie? It was going on in Texas as well. I don't know if I don't remember if it was Houston or if it was Dallas, but it was in Texas. Shout out to you, C-Stan. Thank you for that super chat. It was going on in Texas somewhere. There was an apartment complex where they was taking over the hallways. Kids was riding around on tricycles. Everybody was outside. It wasn't the only place that it was happening in Colorado. But do you remember they tried to tell us nothing really going on? They were like, oh, it's not a gang problem. They tried to blame it on the landlord, right? They tried to say that the landlord had a slum, a building, he just wasn't taking care of it. It wasn't no real gang activity. They really didn't even speak too much on the fact that we saw on camera footage. They reported it for a moment, and a week later, they weren't talking about it no more. We did not forget, right? Those immigrants sent young kids and the older ones, they robbed like 5-6 gun shops in Colorado. They took a bunch of ammunition and all of that good stuff. And people said, what's a bunch of young kids? Well, they sent the young kids in to go with book bags and to take all the ammunition. Then you find that there was a gun store that was broken into in Thornton, Colorado, which is a little further out from Aurora. For those of y'all that are not there, it's like the outskirts, a little suburbs. You go further out. And in Thornton, the adults broke into a gun shop out there. And they stole nothing but the guns. They took assault rifles and everything off the wall. All of this was on camera. But they still looked us in our faces on that news and told us there's no activity going on with no gangs out here. Nobody's taking over apartment complexes. You guys are being ridiculous. That's not happening. They even have some fake actors. How many of y'all know that fake actor shit is real? How many of y'all know that? Do y'all notice that a couple weeks after that happened, like 2 weeks after it, they had some people outside of apartment complex talking about they was protesting? Who was protesting? They was protesting to say what? That there's no problems there at the apartment. They were protesting against the landlord. Now let's just unpack this a little bit. Who is protesting? Because one, everybody who lives in those apartment complexes that are run down and raggedy, those are immigrants. Most of them are here illegally. They're not documented. So the last thing they want to do is be outside protesting and cause a mess. So what Americans were upset about what's happening in apartment buildings they don't live in? But they had like 7 people out there on the news like a week later talking about slum landlords, oh, so that's the problem? Okay. That's what it is the slum landlords. It's not all of the gang activity going on. They said they was not taking over nobody's apartment buildings. They wasn't going to nobody's apartments and taking them over. And then had the nerve to act like they were asking tenants, was that happening? All the tenants that were Venezuelan, most of them are, and they have a large Venezuelan population of immigrants, these recent immigrants that have come in that are in Aurora, Colorado, okay? But that's what y'all get if you're in Colorado. Y'all sanctuary, right? You're a sanctuary state, sanctuary cities. Y'all out there, y'all protect the immigrants. Y'all do. There's so many immigrant restaurants out there left and right. Boy, y'all do make some good tacos now. This is my favorite food, but it's a lot of you motherfuckers out there. I used to live there. I'm telling you, they be mariaching all night next door. Quisieras last all night. Like, damn, she's 16. Go to fuck to bed. Why y'all still up drinking? Will, how many commercials that was for you? From the beginning, how many that was for you? But they all over the place over there. Okay, somebody said only 3. But they're all over Colorado. And this is what you get for people voting that you want a sanctuary city. Why would you want a sanctuary city? Why would you agree to let people come? Do y'all know in sanctuary cities, like all of the sanctuary places are telling Trump that when he calls ICE out and he tells ICE to come and get everybody, that they're not going to cooperate. Pauline says she's seen 4. She said, I don't know why they showing. Somebody said 6. You must, the YouTube gods do not like you, whoever saw 5, whoever saw 6. Why you saw 6 and somebody else saw 3? I don't know why they doing y'all like that. I don't understand because everybody's not seeing the same amount of commercials. Okay. We'll try another setting on the next one and see how that works. Because somebody else said 2. Okay, I can see 2. We've been here 40 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Like, one every 20 minutes. I can understand 2. I'm a puppet master. The YouTube guys like you. You see none. she sees 0. But you guys, why would anybody want to willingly be a sanctuary city? For what? They're not going to help. They said they refuse to help. You think Trump cares? Trump is the original thug. Okay, I keep telling y'all that. Okay. Trump do not care. You don't want to help us? He gonna bring in all kind of military. He gonna bring in some National Guards. He gonna bring in all kind of folks. He'll hire you if you need him to hire you. Okay? He will hire you. He's going to get the job done. But they're all threatening, we're not going to help you. Our police department can't. Well, according to their laws on some serious stuff, without laughing, y'all, in sanctuary cities, by law, they really can't enforce certain things when it comes to them, because that's the thing about a sanctuary city. There is a promise that when you come here, we will not arrest you. You can come and talk to us about things. Even if we know you're undocumented, we're not going to threaten your freedom and you don't have to run from us. But I think it's kind of crazy and they full of crap, because the last time that happened, I remember when Trump was like, round them up. He was like, get them, right? I was living in Aurora and all of the immigrants left. It was like, and there's so many immigrants out there. It was like a ghost town for a while. It was. They heard that they was coming around them up and them suckers left. I don't know where they went. I don't know if they dug some tunnels and was out in Mexico waiting to come back. I have no idea, but I know that they all left. Okay. So it didn't stop Trump from last time. It ain't gonna stop him this time. But I just think it's amazing that we have officials in cities where you have people who are stating Trump is wrong and we're not gonna help y'all. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all food banks is to the maximum. You ain't got no money, you ain't got no resources, and now you got a bunch of Venezuelans committing crimes. They done broke into your gun stores. Now I want y'all to tell me, when in America history has an American, I don't even care if you're white, you ain't got to be black, but especially if you're black, when do you think that the gangs that we have, and we've had gangs, can break into gun stores and go steal a bunch of guns, and they got a bunch of kids, and they not going to go catch them all? They on camera. Now, if this was a black gang in America, they would have been took all them kids, tried them as adults, been had their ass locked up and had 17 people, got all them guns back and sent everybody to jail. And it might be some innocent people in that crew. They just guilty by association and they would have locked all their asses up. They lock up all them people that went and stole them guns. They steady telling you on the news, and the police chief and them steady wanted to say there's no gang issue. Nobody's taking over an apartment complex, right? Well, guess what? That same apartment complex, there has been a home invasion, right? So now they want to admit there's gang activity there to a certain degree. They really don't even want to admit that there's gang activity there, right? So there was a home invasion, and I'm going to play a news clip for you guys here in a minute. Hopefully they don't put no commercial on in the middle of it. But a bunch of Venezuelans, they're trying to say they can't say if they TDA, which is the Trinde, Anagra, whatever their names is, right? They're trying to say that even the police chief still want to sit and say, well, I can't say yet. We know it's gang activity, and they're all Venezuelans, but we can't say that they belong to that gang. Shut up. They Venezuelan. What other Venezuelan gangs are in our country? What other Venezuelan gangs could it be? Come on. So even he still want to play this word game on some bullshit. He sit for 40 minutes and just said a bunch of bull crap. But they went into somebody's apartment now. In all fairness, this was other immigrants, okay? But I'm telling you this because it speaks to the type of criminals that these people are. Because even though these were other immigrants, these are not the only people they keep their crimes to. We have seen in Chicago, they have done home invasions that have been Black people's homes. 2 of them motherfuckers broke into a Black woman's house. She was about 23 years old. She had a firearm, though, and she let them have it, okay? And one of them got shot and died. The other one ran off. And so we're not going to say that they keep it to this, but I just want you to understand the way that this gang does what they do, okay? They go into these people's house. It's a couple. They come home, they're in their apartment because, of course, they run a complex, so they done went into their apartment. They take them from their apartment to another apartment, okay? It's a whole group of about 19 of them they have now detained because it's a big old group of all of them in this apartment. They beat them up, they pistol whip them, they torture them. They steal all their stuff. They take their phones, right? They take their phones. They take their clothes. They taking everything. Because remember, they immigrants don't got on. They took their clothes. They took their food out their refrigerator. They took all of their belongings. They took their money. They made them give them all of the PIN numbers to their debit cards and everything like that. They took all of their stuff. They stabbed them. Okay. And the woman, they ripped off one of her fingernails. They ripped one of her fingernails off, right? I don't know if they took pliers or whatever, but they said that they pulled out her fingernail. Okay. So they tortured them. Then they told them they wasn't going to tell nobody, so they let them go. And the reason why they believed that they would not tell anybody is because they were undocumented immigrants. So they figured, well, we could do this to them. You can't just go do that to some Americans because it's going to be a problem. They knew if they was going to go to this extent that they was going to mess with other immigrants, because this is the type of stuff they do in their own country. Now, check this out. So for all of the asylum seeking immigrants that have come from Venezuela that's really looking to get away from the dangers there, you do know one of the dangers they was trying to get away from was this gang. This gang overtook not only Venezuela, they took over the police force. The police force couldn't do nothing with them. They took over the prisons. The prisons couldn't do anything with them. So I want you to understand what kind of a gang we are dealing with. So they was glad to see them leave the country. They said they can't come back. Trump said it's okay because he's so gangster with his shit. He said, I'll deport your ass to another country that ain't yours. I don't care. Trump said he has other countries in mind. Real shit. He said, if your homeland won't take you back, we'll send you somewhere else, but you getting the fuck out of here. You know, they're saying, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Well, that's what Trump told them, okay? But their own land don't want them back. They sent them all here for a reason, because their own police can't deal with them. Their own prison system couldn't deal with them. They was in prison and they took over the prison and the guards and they said, please just get them out. They was having gang wars with the police there. They said, we can't even do nothing. So they just let them have their way. They all let them leave, right? Shout out to you, Elizabeth. Thank you for that super chat. She says, the truth cannot be stopped. 100. And so these are some very vicious people. I'm going to say this again. The gang that we're dealing with from the Venezuelans, the Trende Anagra, whatever the hell they say their name, they are a different type of gang than we see here in America. It's not the same. Now, I'm not saying we don't have criminals who do the same thing. I'm from Detroit. An abandoned house was always the scariest thing, because in Detroit, you could find yourself in an abandoned home tied to a chair, getting your toenails ripped out. Negroes do stuff like that too. But what I'm saying is that the stuff that they are guilty of doing and the way that they move, and they are known to be a gang to buck up against authority. They will fight the police. They will shoot it out with the police. They don't care nothing about any of that. They don't. So I want you to understand the deviousness of them. So they do this to them, and they actually let them go because they feel like you're not going to say nothing because you're an immigrant anyway. But they did call the police. And so then all of it came about. And I'm going to play this news clip for y'all. But the crazy thing is, I want you to pay attention to what's being said in this news clip, because what you're going to hear is, one, that these gangs are dangerous and violent, one, but two, you're going to hear that they have been detained, 19 people, but they have to be let go in 72 hours. In Colorado, if you do not charge somebody with a crime, you have to let them go. And a lot of them, they don't even know who they are. Check this out, okay? They have them detained, but they can only go by the name that they give them. There's no record. There's nothing to identify these people. So they really don't even know who these men are that they have arrested. They don't know their name. They don't have any fingerprints. That's a big part of immigrants being in our system that have come here illegally as well, because nobody even knows who they are. So understand, they did all of this and nobody is arrested and charged with anything. They just took a whole bunch of Venezuelans from the apartment complex that they got word was over there in the apartment while they were torturing them. But of course, these people ain't willing to point folks out because they're not arrested yet. And the gang is so big, they'll come and retaliate and get your behind. So they already said on video, plenty of the people at the apartment said, we not telling. So they're holding them, but they're not even going, they're holding all of these people and feel that they're gang members and that they may have been a part of this crime. But you know what they're not going to do? This is the stupidity of a sanctuary city. They're not going to turn them over and deport them. There's no guarantee they're even going to arrest them and keep them in jail because they're undocumented illegal immigrants. So get them out of the country. They're not even going to do that because according to their laws, they can't turn you over like that. So they've done all of this and they still gonna be right back on the streets. You don't have that kind of ability to do that in America. And if you could, why would we want that as citizens who ain't walking around committing all these crimes? I wouldn't want these people out on the street. So they get to do what they want and get thrown back. Like, ain't that crazy to watch somebody come into your house, eat all your food, sleep in your bed, take all of your supplies and leave you nothing, and then go around just doing crazy shit, and your parents don't even punish them the way they punish you. They let them get away with everything. Ain't that ridiculous? Listen to this news clip. I want you to pay attention to that. Okay, I'm gonna play this clip, and then I got another clip I'm gonna play in a minute too. But let's start off with this one first.
In this hour with alarming new details involving a violent armed home invasion and kidnapping at an apartment complex in Colorado. Now, it involves the same apartment complex in Aurora that some officials claim was once taken over by the Transgender gang from Venezuela. This is video you probably remember from back in August. So far, at least 19 people have been detained in connection to this latest incident. And while police cannot confirm that this was tied specifically to the Transgender gang, they do believe it was gang related.
Based on the actions that I saw, based upon how this event unfolded, this is 100% gang activity. It's gang activity at Dallas. There are Venezuelans involved. So again, there is a high assumption that they may be affiliated with the TDA gang.
The police chief goes on to say that the victims in this most recent incident were bound, beaten, pistol whipped, and stabbed. He also says his department is working with Homeland Security officials to track down additional suspects, but says it is incredibly hard to identify TDA members because they lack specific identifiers. So I would like to welcome in now retired FBI special agent and an expert on Latino gangs, Daniel Bruner. Daniel, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. All right, so we just heard from the police chief there in Aurora. There are some who are completely convinced this is tied to TDA, but others disagree. What are your thoughts? Is that Venezuelan gang at the center of all of this that is happening there in Aurora, Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been talking about Tren de Aragua for the last year since I retired from the FBI. I spent 15 years pursuing and capturing a lot of the Hispanic organized crime, gang members, MS-13, Trinitarios, and TDA. This absolutely has all the hallmarks of Tren de Aragua. They conduct, massive amounts of violence, extortion, torture. We've known this since they since they came out of their creation years ago. They moved from Venezuela to Peru to Chile, and they were doing this. They were kidnapping, torturing, and murdering victims in Chile. So this is nothing new. I was aware of the Aurora, Colorado months before it broke in the news because the building management approached me to advise them. So I've been aware of this. The fact that they've made the 19 detentions, they're not arrests yet, they're executing search warrants, is a good step, but it is a drop in the bucket to the extent of the national security, the clear and present danger that this gang poses to this country. And it's clear that the failure upon Colorado leadership, the governor, all the way down to the interim police chief, it was a failure upon it. You're just lying to the public, but it is a clear problem.
Daniel, I'd like to focus on something you just said there. They're not arrests yet. Explain why that is.
Well, there were detentions that were conducted. So initially there were 14 that were detained following the home invasion. And then they executed some search warrants, and there were 5 additional taken into custody. There obviously has to be an investigation to find out who was at the center of it, who was conducting the home invasion, who was participating in it, and different charges. You can't arrest all 19 all at the same time. I believe in Colorado, they have 72 hours to come up with charges against the individuals. But here's what's very important. Hopefully they're working with the federal authorities, HSI or the FBI, because these are clearly racketeering type actions that the members of Tren de Aragua, if they're able to show that these members were Tren de Aragua, TDA, and that they were doing it to instill fear into the community because of their gang, that is 1/2 of a racketeering charge. So this would be a much heavier hammer. So that's why I'm saying it's a drop in the bucket. Local charges are okay, but if the federal authorities come in to conduct a RICO type investigation, you really can hammer this gang and this transnational criminal organization.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen.
Shout out to you, Kimbrella Studio. You've been around for a minute. Thank you for that super chat. You said, I love how you educate the people. Next generation fight the power. Isley Brothers. The older generation had the chance, but we got Benedict Arnold and Jesse Jackson. yeah, we got Jesse Jackson. But I want y'all to hear that, right? There is no mistake what this gang is about. And there is no mistake that the things that they were going to do, who thought they weren't going to do when they came into the country. So let me take you down a rabbit hole just a little bit. Let me take you down this rabbit hole, right? That's why I've got my rabbit back here. That's my golden rabbit. We're going to go down this rabbit hole. You don't know your government knew this? So why they let them come in this country like that? Like, for real, like, we've always allowed immigrants to come into this country, but there was always a way and a process. Y'all have not realized that just recently, under this administration, in the past 4 years, they have actually like opened the gates with no holdback, no regard, no nothing. They've just let everybody in and don't care who come in. And they know where they're coming from. They know that this gang is what it is. Shout out to you, Nina. Did I say that right? Nina, showing love from Springfield, Mass. You remember that October storm? Since I've been in the survivors on steroids. Oh no, Springfield, Mass, y'all. I can kind of say I'm from Springfield, Mass as well. I do remember that October storm. I talk about that all the time. How we did not have no power for like 8 days. I used my fireplace. But y'all, that is where my ex-husband is from. So most of my kids were born in Springfield, Mass. This is where I was a pastor. We lived there for many years where I own my beautiful home. That's one thing I do miss is my home. I had a beautiful house. They got some nice houses out there, boy. But shout out to you and shout out to Springfield, Mass. That's what's up. But y'all don't think that they knew this? Why did they just let them come in like this? See, I'm telling you, this is a weapon that's being used against certain Americans. Y'all think all of this is a game and it's conspiracy theories. There is a ploy to depopulate. I don't want to necessarily go all the way in that today and right at this moment, but somebody said you had an AIC sweatshirt. I absolutely did. That's where I got my degrees at. I went to AIC. I went to AIC. I sure did. That's where I got my degrees from. My ex-husband used to be a professor there. I got to go for free. So, you know, I'm going to take on all of that freeness. But yes, I went to AIC. That was my college. What anybody talk about Mechee ain't got no degrees? Look, that's the college I went to. Go look it up. I'm not Umar Johnson. You can find my degree. But on some serious stuff though, why they let him in here? I want you to think about this. There is an effort to how they come in and gentrify your community. They're like gentrifying they're gentrifying our country. They're trying to replace us, right? So now they're bringing all of these immigrants into the community. The gang members serve a purpose too. They're wreaking havoc. They're using them to set up certain things, whatever it may be, whether it's fear mongering, whether it's when things hit the fan and something goes wrong, it's going to be us against them because you have all of these immigrants in your community now. I don't care how tough we think we is. If some shit hit the fan, we talk about survival all the time. Now, I did not tell y'all that Trump told Canada they can kiss his you know what. You know what I'm saying? He done went and got a new haircut too. If y'all ain't seen Trump new haircut, he got one of them, I mean business haircut. He got like one of them white man, I'm an asshole haircut. So he got one of them, he ain't playing. Now, Canada gives quite a few states power, so they cut off y'all power. And some of them states, y'all got a bunch of them gang members in them. Right? Understand whenever things like that happen or something happens, you know, let's say they try to act like something with these drones is really an attack. And y'all keep playing these games and you ain't ready. Okay. Let's say the government actually uses this drone situation and the drones do something and attack some cities and power goes out everywhere or whatever. Y'all so comfortable. You don't think none of that could ever happen. Well, guess what always happens in moments like that? Mayhem. People always start to loot, take stuff, look to commit crime. It's opportunity for criminals because police ain't responding when all of that is going on. So why they got all of these criminals? They in here setting us up for something. I'm telling you, they is. There's a reason why they let all these criminals through. A lot of it was they let the immigrants through because we went over this in the election. They thought that they was going to gain all them illegal votes because there was so many. If y'all missed the news, I don't know where y'all was, but there were tons of immigrants who were registered to vote. Why are you registered to vote and you're not a citizen? So one part was, and remember, when the government do one thing, it's gonna serve 17 damn things at the same time. It ain't never just about one thing, okay? But they was hoping to get them votes. It still lost, Whole map was red, still lost. But I do think that there's a much deeper plan of why they're allowing all of these criminals to come in here. Again, if you go back and look at the news, other than just this gang, there is still a lot of criminals. When they talk about, it was almost what, 500,000 criminals that are immigrants, but they're not locked up. They're running the streets, but they know that they're criminals. A big portion of them are convicted already. They're all criminals. They've all been convicted, but we're talking about heinous crimes like unaliving people, like sexually assaulting people. These are the crimes that they are accused of. They know that they've been found guilty of it, and they're running these streets in America. Why? We have our own criminals. Let me tell you something that I think is one of the craziest statements that I hear people say. Sometimes I hear folks say, so what? We got criminals, we got crime. Y'all act like we don't commit crime. Now y'all want to cry when somebody else is doing it. Yeah. Who says we're ecstatic about the crime that we already deal with? So that's your excuse that we already have crime, so we shouldn't cry about somebody adding more? See, the difference is we have a culture. We have a culture, right, in our country of how things are done. There are different type of criminals that come from these other countries. They're different in the things that they deal with and how they do stuff. We don't got folks walking around here hacking people up and stabbing them up. Then you get the MS-13. Now all of a sudden it's all these gangs on the street that's stabbing everybody. Just because we already have a crime and we have gangs does not mean that we want more. And then it's one thing for us to have to deal with our own people. You know, it's one thing for me to fight and be victimized and deal with shit when it comes to my people, right? It's one thing to have to deal with that and you don't want to, but I'll be damned if you think you gonna come and do something to me and you somebody else. You know, you ever heard that saying, me and my brother and sister, we can fight all day, but you better not say nothing to it because we're gonna come whoop your ass. So like at the end of the day, I don't understand how that makes people feel any better to say, well, we already got crime. I know, so just add some more, just sprinkle a little more. We got war, let's add some more war. You know, we got crackheads, let's add a new drug to the streets. Like, what kind of logic is that? But we have all these criminals running around and your government knows it. They willingly let them in here. Why? Why? It's a much deeper thing. I promise y'all it is. The pandemic was a test run. They keep telling you disease X, which means we don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's coming. So if your government tells you something like that, you believe them. Please believe them. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the World Health Organization said those exact words out their own mouth. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So there's another one of those coming, but they got to get the government ready first in society, right? This is why AI is here. This is why all of the stuff that we see is taking place. It's why the drones are in the sky, because they're getting ready to take that over. Because next time that X come here and we have to deal with that and you're told to go in your house, businesses are not going to start running because they're going to be run by AI. Packages will still be delivered. Police will be able, I don't know if you guys remember this, right? And this is why I'm saying it's the big old rabbit hole, because do y'all remember during the pandemic, there was a lot of police stations that said they were not coming to certain crimes, burglaries, which is crazy to me, because if you burglarizing something and everybody in the house, because we in a pandemic, that burglary is more than a burglary. That's like a home invasion. People are probably at home, but they weren't coming to burglaries. They weren't coming to domestic violence calls anymore. And domestic violence ain't no joke. Sometimes you be about to get killed by your loved one, right? Domestic violence is not a small thing like they make it seem. Sometimes domestic violence can be a very bad thing. Folks be setting folks on fire, shooting, killing each other, murder, suicide, but they weren't coming to some very serious calls. Y'all don't remember that? So again, they're going to have their police drones. They're going to have less police and they're going to have more surveillance. They just released the police dogs. In the prisons, they even have AI robots that actually man the cells now. They exist right now. They're going around, they look in the cells, they check you every 15 minutes versus a person that's sitting around not doing their job. They check you all the time. So then people in the prisons really ain't got no privacy because they coming through looking at you every 15 minutes now. Well, before you might get a lazy CO who don't bother you as much, right? So they're putting in place the infrastructure that does not need human beings. And people keep saying, well, how we going to make how people going to spend money if ain't no jobs, how people going to get money? It's going to be a much less smaller population. And once they enact what that new population is, however they go about doing that thing, okay? Because I'm not going to tell you that I know all of the details. What I do know is that this is why there's a big push for the LGBTQ, because with all of this changing people's bodies and tearing yourself up, what it does is make a lot of the new generation be sterile. That's what they want you to do, whether you're confused or not. This is why they're attacking the children, to give them hormone blockers and things like that. Because if you mess up your reproductive system as a child, then you have a bunch of adults in the next generation who really can't just reproduce like they want to. I need y'all to think about this and go a little deeper. Like, all of these things are facts. You can call me conspiracy theory if you want, but tell me where something I just said is not true. Are they not targeting the children? Remember, they do one thing for many reasons. Of course, it's a perverted reason as well, right? Because you're going to have the people who are, minor attracted. That's already here, right? That's going to be another label in there. But the reason they're coming after the kids and they're trying to push them so much into believing that they're a different sex, and they're saying do this and do that and getting hormone blockers while they're young, because it messes up their reproductive system. So once you put the technology into play, because you're not going to have as many people to do jobs and run stuff, and then once you get rid of a big part of the population, now you can control the population by controlling that the future, as far as when it comes to having kids, you can't just have kids willy-nilly. They're going to be using AI to actually produce children. I don't know if y'all remember that video. If you've been around with me for a while, we definitely did a show a while back. All of those videos that I've done, they're on MX Network, you guys. Somebody asked me where all my videos are. They're not over here on YouTube. They're on MX Network, you guys. But all those videos are over there. But we talked about the lab that they were creating. Real lab. You could look it up. We Googled it and everything. It's a real lab. And they actually are talking about incubating babies in fake wombs. So what they're going to do is take two people's DNA and be able to, from that, create somehow a life. And then it's going to be incubated in these artificial wombs, like a womb farm. And when your baby is ready and it's fully grown, you could come pick your baby up. So they want to even control how you have a baby and when you can have a baby, based at the hands of the government, and not just laying down in the bed with your husband or your wife and making a child. They don't want it to happen like that anymore. Okay. So understand, they have to put the things in play to work first. And we see them taking place right now. How many commercials that was for you, Will, since the beginning of this show? That is that everything has to be into place first. And then once they do that, they can implement what they're implementing. And then there'll be a disease X. And it's going to be worse than the first one. That was a test run. Okay. So no, that was a long rabbit hole to go down. And if y'all got lost, I did not. So let me bring you back out the rabbit hole. Let me throw that rope down there and pull you back up. And let's go back to say, Mechee, what are you talking about? What does this have to do with the conversation? It still does, because there is a reason why they allow all of these immigrants to come in, whether it's the quick building of stuff, whether it's the getting ready for the people who are going to be here. They need people that they can control better. With social media and technology today, what has also happened is that plenty of people have become too awakened to what truth is, because it's too easy to access it. Too much stuff is being seen. People can pull out their phones and show you something, and the news can't cover it up and lie and say this didn't happen, because we have evidence of it everywhere, right? So we're in that new era. But you must understand, again, the slave that comes from a third world country that thinks America is the best, they don't see our oppression as oppression. They will receive it gladly, because to them it is better than where they came from. I keep giving y'all the analogy of a man kidnapped 2 women, right? One live upstairs, chained to the kitchen table. The other one's in the basement. The one upstairs has a blanket and a mat to sleep on. The one downstairs just sleeps on the floor. She gets the scraps from the plate of the one upstairs. The one downstairs will give anything to be in the place of the slave upstairs. They are both still slaves, but the one in the basement got it worse. So they would love to be in the position of the slave upstairs. They both still slaves. But the immigrants are going to accept more. They are going to convert easier. They are going to be conditioned much easier. They are going to abide by these things easier. When you talk about Americans, especially Black people, we have been here for too damn long. That's our history. We fight. Them people don't fight. They run. They run for asylum. We don't run. We protest. We go to the streets. We fight. You know, we start protests turning into riots. Americans, at some point, if you push them enough, will get up and act the fool. They don't want rebellious slaves. They don't. You got, when I say Americans, you got people in this country. I'm not just talking about Black people. Them white folks got their guns. They not gonna let you tread on their rights. White people was the only one that was outside arguing when COVID happened. They was at the Capitol talking about, you can't close our business and tell us to go in the house. Now, us Negroes, we was like, girl, shut up and come and be quiet. They finna let us stay at home and give us a check. I'm tired of working. The white folks knew it was a slippery slope, and they knew what was coming along with it, right? So again, we talk about Americans. When I was talking about Blacks, we got all kind of folks. America has a group of people who will fight before some of these immigrants will fight. You see, they run. None of them have stood up to their country. None of them have fought for anything, but got the nerve to come here and protest for some rights, and you ain't even a citizen. If you don't sit the down, Alejandro. Shout out to you. Thank you for Solstice. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I appreciate it. I'm honored for you to give me something. I thank you for that. Y'all don't have to do that. When y'all do, I appreciate it. So again, come on, y'all. They run from their stuff. That's why they're here trying to find a better way. They don't fight where they're at, because if they did, they wouldn't all be running here. So the government knows what they're doing, and they've let all of these people into the country, including the criminals, and they've done it on purpose. So why? Why has this administration, and I'll be honest with you, I can't stand this administration, not Kamala, not Biden. I tell you, she a fake Black woman, and he is a dead man propped up on the stick. Biden been gone. He is not even alive no more. I believe that is a fake of him. He's not here. That man is, his brain gone. I don't even understand how he pooped dust. Like, this nigga is no good to nobody. Okay, I don't even understand how he was coherent enough to pardon his son. Like, they just gave him a piece of paper and was like, here, honey, here, you got to read this. Okay, it's for your son. Who? That's your son. My what? Yeah, just read this. Okay, he don't know what the hell even going on. But I'll be honest with you. The plans that we see in place right now have nothing to do with just this administration. There is a plan that the government has had long before a Kamala, long before a Biden, long before a Trump, okay? And it doesn't matter who they put in office. You will see certain things be done to be changed, but then there will come in another administration in another couple of years, right? And the bottom line is that there is an ultimate plan that's going to take place no matter what. No matter what. Okay. And there may be some deviating from it, depending on, you got Trump, he a little bit of a troublemaker. He be making trouble. He makes trouble for the government too. And I have to say that I enjoyed the show. Like the fact that he's about to be the sitting president, and he came on the news and was like, he always opened his mouth halfway, do that dumbass. He says, they know what the drones are. I don't know why they just don't tell people. They know what they are. They know what's going on. He damn near told on them. Them is they motherfucking drones. But he didn't say that. But a president's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to keep the secrets. So I love that he called everybody out. Everybody equally get it. So this is going to be an entertaining 4 years, if nothing else, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. They're going to implement what they're going to implement, you guys, okay? These plans have been in play long before now, and it's been in play with other leaders across the world. This is not just an American thing. It's across the world. That's why it's called the New World Order. Not new country, new world. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, with these immigrants, I can't wait for them to get out of here. I'm going to play another video for y'all because, again, you know, we say Well, Mechee, you know, they over here messing up their own people. Why we care about that? First of all, take your crime and your stuff. You ever had neighbors and it ain't you, but he be whooping her ass and they get drunk and fight all day long and you just don't want to hear it? Why you got to be next door to me or underneath me? Shut up. I don't want to be bothered with your mess. I don't care if they doing it to their own people. We don't want to be bothered with their mess. But I want you to know they're not only doing it to their own people. These gang members have done things to people in Chicago. They have done things to people in New York. They have done things to all kinds of people. So they're not just sticking to their own kind. And one thing that I want to stick out from what that man said is what they're known for: sex trafficking, human trafficking, you know, torture, murder, all of these things. This is what they do. Okay. And it's going to get to a point when something goes down. Right now, they're focused on what they did, that home invasion. They're doing other stuff to other people, but they focused on that home invasion because it was so many of them and they did it to their own because they figured you wouldn't call the police on us anyway because you illegal too. But that doesn't mean that they're only going to stick to their own. There'll come a time where you ain't going to be able to call the police either because it's going to be something going down, even if it's just the mothership decides to show up and we find out all these little drones is like baby motherships and then the big mothership show up. Crazy shit. If y'all get it on video, somebody send me the clip. Okay. If YouTube still work, I'm gonna go live and show everybody the clip so we can spread the word. But something gonna happen. And if you get into a position where the police are not accessible and citizens, I'll say civilians, because at this point it's whoever's in this country, you don't have to be a citizen, have to fend for ourselves. I want you to know, as an American, you're fending with people who come from the worst conditions and they know how to survive, and they will probably cut your heart out and roast it on an open fire and eat it if that's what it takes for them to survive. I don't think you have that kind of fight in you, to be honest with you. Okay, because America can be a crazy place. It can be a shitty place. We come from some ghettos, but y'all ain't seen places like the places they come from. Okay, but I want to show you a clip because they're not just doing stuff to other immigrants, right? They're doing it to Americans too. So I'm gonna play this clip. Let me share this one.
Laken Riley's name has become a rallying cry for President-elect Trump and his focus on migrant crime in this country.
Now, the undocumented Venezuelan migrant found guilty in her murder has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
As Christine Frizzell tells us, a gang he was believed to be part of appears to be expanding rapidly in this country.
At 9:05 a.m.
The final moments of 22-year-old Laken Riley's life played out in a Georgia courtroom this week. Videos of Jose Ibarra, the undocumented migrant now found guilty in her murder, also shown as an FBI agent detailed his movements that day.
Removing the navy blue jacket and stuffing it into the recycling bin in his apartment complex.
With signs of a struggle shown in the scratches on his arms. The trial also revealing Ibarra was given a taxpayer-funded flight from New York to Georgia and his connection to the vicious Venezuelan gang, Train de Aragua. Videos like this of alleged gang members in Aurora, Colorado, just the beginning. The Department of Homeland Security now warning Train de Aragua is operating in at least 16 states. Tennessee just the latest to sound alarm bells and ask for additional funding to help fight the threat.
Primarily right now, we see them engaged in human trafficking, and those operations are happening in each of our large cities.
The director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says TDA, as they're known, has started to battle other gangs and cartels to try to take over the drug trade.
They shot an individual, a cartel member, 31 times, broad daylight, on video, and posted it to social media.
There are growing signs this reality is expanding fast across the country.
I am officially declaring TDA a foreign terrorist organization.
Venezuela is one of 4 countries that's part of a parole program the Biden administration set up to reduce illegal crossings. And more than 100,000 migrants from Venezuela have been brought here as a result. Now, a DHS memo obtained by the New York Post warns as the population of Venezuelan nationals continues to increase, the potential for violent TDA migrants is highly probable. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Now, I wanted to play that because I just wanted to have y'all be clear about the fact that they're all over the country. This is not just in Colorado. And they're not just doing things to other immigrants, right? So again, it might not sound okay to y'all, but if I got to fight somebody or be home invaded or have to fight for my life against a man, I just want to know that I had to do all of that. Or if I get taken out, at least it's not by some immigrant that's illegally in our country who ain't even supposed to be here, that you knew was gang members when you let them come over here. And this could have all been avoided. Like if I'm gonna go out, let it at least be American, let it be one of my own. That might not make no sense to y'all, but it do to me. I think we have enough going on and have to deal with all of this bullshit from people from other folks' country. They just drop their trash here. It is one thing for you to come over here seeking asylum because America has caused damage in your country, because there's wars going on. And maybe America was the cause of it because they put their nose in a lot of people's business, okay? And you really coming over here, but that is not what we see. That is not what we see. We see freeloaders and users. We see people that are not running from asylum and could have stayed where they were. They're just here to take money. 25 shelters closed in New York. 25. First of all, I'm fucking offended. Y'all put up 25 shelters in New York? How many homeless people do you have in New York that are Americans that have been homeless for years? I'm going to keep saying this statistic too. Almost 40% of homeless people are Black folks. A lot of them are veterans, meaning they fought in wars for this country, for the laws that we have and the so-called freedom that we're supposed to have. And I watch them not get any help, go to shelters, and if there is a free bed, that's an if there is a free bed, they will give you a bed for the night and they kick you out in the morning. But they put together all these shelters overnight. They took buildings, 25 of them, to house immigrants. And we've already heard, if you ain't been watching the news, in those shelters, the gang members are in there too. And they're using the shelters to recruit other immigrants from other places. So listen and pay attention, because the TDA gang is no longer just Venezuelans. They have been recruiting other immigrants who like, I can't get no work. I need some food. They trying to put us out. So now I'm going to be down with the gang so I can have somewhere to belong. And they're going after the youth, just like all gangs do in any country. They was offering like $4,000 to $5,000 about a month or so back to immigrants in the shelter to get them to leave. I'll give you $4,500 if you leave with help to go find another place. Be an American right now and go to a shelter. They're going to kick you out in the morning if you refuse to leave. The worst thing, the best they're going to do for you, they're going to call the police on you. That's what they're going to do. They're going to call the police on you. Now, those 25 shelters that are closing, where do you think they're going? New York don't have no food, no place to stay. You're going to pay $3,000 to stay in a closet. It's the most ridiculous shit that I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if it's because I'm an introvert, but I actually was supposed to be in New York tomorrow. I'm really glad that I did not get the confirmation that I needed to be on a plane tonight to be in New York. I don't want to go to New York. I hate New York. I hate New York, y'all. Look, and that was the sign. You see how the light done got dark in here? It's like, girl, you weren't supposed to be there any damn way. That was a sign, okay? I'm going to New York. A little 2-bedroom ass apartment. It really ain't 2 bedrooms. Ain't no closet. Ain't nowhere to live. Ain't nowhere to breathe. They literally have apartments that you like, where are we going to put a bed? They're big as a jail cell, like on some real shit. And the rent is ridiculous. So where do you think all them immigrants going? Because they don't have any shelters. So they don't have no money to live in New York of all places. You know what they started offering them when they wouldn't take the $4,500 to leave and find a place there? They started giving them same thing they did with Homeboy, who got his, what he did, he got a ticket paid for by the government, and he came from New York and brought his ass to Georgia. So they offering them tickets. You don't want to be here, ain't nowhere to be here. We're going to give you a ticket and fly your ass somewhere else. They're coming to a neighborhood near you, baby. That's what all of it. How many immigrants how many people can you house in one shelter? So how many you think is coming out of 25 shelters they closing down? They coming to a hood near you. Because they're not going to the suburbs. They come into the ghetto. These are our new neighbors, Black people. This is why I keep saying this whenever anybody be like, well, oh, whatever. You like Trump. Oh, you don't like the Democrats. Shut the hell up. I need y'all to understand that this immigrant situation affects us all, but it affects us more than anybody else. They come into a hood near you. You know why? Because just like that apartment building in Aurora, they keep calling Aurora a suburbs of Denver. I'll be honest with you. In Denver Colorado is a certain kind of a state, period, the way they keep their stuff. They don't really have a ghetto. You can't find any burnt down, abandoned homes, any graffiti on the wall. They will clean that graffiti off. Colorado does a good job at that. So they don't really have no ghettos, but we're not finna go into calling Aurora a suburb. It's not. I used to live in Aurora. It's gang members out there. My kids, no kids they went to school with out there. And them little kids be dying left and right every day with their little gang activity they got out there. Aurora is not the suburbs. If it is a ghetto, it would be considered one of the ghettos, okay? One of the hoods, although it don't look like a hood because there's flowers in the front yard and everybody, the lawns is manicured. It look good, but don't let that shit fool you. They come into a hood near you. You know why? Because it's cheaper to live in the hood. They can go and get them some regular work in the hood. Hey, maybe I can help you fix up something. You know what else is in the hood? You know what else is in the hood? A bunch of abandoned homes are in the hood. How many of y'all live in hoods and y'all know this or came up in a ghetto and you can drive through them right now and there are a bunch. There are a bunch of abandoned homes. With boarded up windows, no doors on them. Now, remember where these motherfuckers come from. They're going to go into those abandoned homes. They're going to put in the work. They're going to put on a front door. They'll live without no front door until they can put one. They're going to fix those houses up and they're going to take them and live in them. Some of these apartment buildings they're in need to be closed down because they so dilapidated, but they still living in them. They still living in them. Somebody said we call them bandos. Yeah. They're going to come and take over all the bandos that live next door. They right next door to you in your hood now. Where you think they going? Somebody said in the suburbs, we ain't going to have it. But let me tell you, when they was first coming, they took the school buses from the suburbs and they gave them to the immigrants and stopped busting the kids to school in the suburbs. Now, if they got enough money, they'll come to the suburbs. What you going to find in the suburbs? You're going to find the immigrants in the suburbs who actually went and started working somewhere. And now that they finally got a job so they can get a green card, they're going to come and buy a house in your neighborhood with no credit check, no money down, because it's programs that's going to get asses, free grants, free loans, and they're going to come buy a home with no credit check, with hardly no time being here as long as they can show they got a job. And they're going to come get that house next door to you that took you all kind of good credit and all kind of years of working to get. That's what they're going to do in the suburbs. Now, maybe not, because Trump said he kicking everybody out. He said even this natural citizen. He said some of y'all got your citizenship. If you commit crime, I'm taking that shit back. You got to get out of here. So we're going to see how far that goes. But they coming to the hood, y'all. This is where they coming. They coming to your hood. This is why we should care. They not only coming to your hood, they have been taking your jobs. That has always been a thing. Y'all acted so stupid when Trump was like, they're taking Black jobs. Well, that's some racist shit to say. No, it wasn't. They was taking Black jobs. And then you got all these Black people online talking about, well, what's a Black job? Bitch, the mother at the hotels. When I was growing up, and my daughter and them, they can't get none of them jobs. We used to clean hotels. What is you talking about? We make up beds at the Holiday Inn too and restock. You can't get no job there. They in the casinos, bitch. They used to be black jobs. When y'all keep talking about construction, I get so tired of y'all bringing up construction because black folks fought to get into construction. And then once they got in there, the immigrants still came and took it over. When I was growing up, there was a time in Colorado, you could be black and you could get a job on a construction site. And all you had to do was hold the stop sign in the street and you made $25 an hour. That's when I was 20 years old. That was 25 years ago. You know how many black construction companies? I know people that own construction companies. They're black and they can't get any of the contracts from the government. They can't get no contract government. You know why? Because they're not the lowest bidder. And the other companies come in with lower bids because it costs them less to do the job because they got a bunch of illegal immigrants. They paying $10 an hour for a job that should be $26 an hour. Shit, sometimes they paying them $7 an hour for a job that should be $27 an hour. What do you mean? What black jobs? And then everybody want to spill this narrative that Americans are lazy. If you don't shut the fuck up, what do y'all think that all black people just sit at home and they just, do you think that they get what, immigrant treatment? Why do they keep a roof over their head if they sit at home? You know, people I know is out here catching buses. It's cold outside. They working 2 and 3 jobs, tired as fuck, can't get nothing done in their life because all they ever do is go to work and be a slave. What are you talking about? Now Americans are lazy? Maybe because we're in America, we don't take too kind of taking jobs that don't pay us what the job is worth. Maybe when Americans go to work, you know how you go to a job and you're hired for one thing and they don't want to give you a raise, but they got you doing 5 other jobs. Well, this really is not in my job description. And in order to do this, like I should actually get a new title and get a raise, but they want to pay you on some low shit and make you do stuff that ain't your job. You know, they do that to us all the time. And then when you say, I'm not doing this, or you go to work with a bad attitude, or you decide to call in, now they want to say Americans are lazy. Why? Because a Mexican that's being given slave wages, because an immigrant from Venezuela, because somebody that doesn't come over here from India that's being paid slave wages will do 17 jobs and they'll do it for $7 an hour. So because they're desperate, we're lazy? Wow. So the fact that you stand up for yourself and say, no, you gonna have to pay me more than this. You have to give me a livable wage. You're not gonna work me more than what you pay me. We're not doing this. So because we have some dignity about ourselves, now we become lazy people. I want y'all to change that word. That's not lazy. That's a person who know their worth. A person who would like to go home and spend some time with their family, who would like to be paid a livable wage. That's what that is. And let me remind y'all, for everybody who keeps saying that shit, you really do keep calling these people hard workers and you're saying we won't take the jobs. What? The companies just want to pay people under the table. You do know that's illegal, right? It's against the law. Against the law means that you are not allowed to pay people those certain wages. So these companies are breaking the law by paying people slave wages, and we were already slaves in this country. We still live in slavery, but it's a systematic way now. And you mad at black people because black people don't want to take slave wages? Baby, we already had our turn in that line. We already did that, been there, done that. I don't understand that concept. It's illegal to pay them the amount of money that you pay them. It's against the law for a reason. And you call black people lazy because they want a legal wage? Because we won't voluntarily be slaves no more. See, I'm going to go back to that scenario. The nigga in the basement, the woman in the basement will give up her position all day if she can come upstairs and take the place of the slave woman upstairs. She don't mind being chained to the table because at least she got a blanket and at least she got a bed. She ain't gonna complain. You give her food and it's barely anything to eat, but at least she not eating the scraps no more. It's more than what she used to get. So of course they're gonna go to work and be a happy slave. But you're really ridiculing black people in this country for not wanting to be slaves voluntarily. That's the craziest shit I ever heard. And all of this Oh, we won't live in houses together. Black people don't know how to do that. We don't. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all love talking about what y'all don't know. Do anybody in here live in a sanctuary city? Have you ever seen an immigrant house? They in there packed like niggas in the boat that was brought over here for slavery. Why we gotta live like that? See, y'all seem to think that it'd be like a family in the house, you know, that the abuela, the grandma lived there. She helped take care of the kids. The husband and the wife lived there, and they take care of the kids while they at work. And then their sister lived there, and the brother lived downstairs with his wife. No, nigga, it's a bunch of immigrants in one house that's illegal. The person in there is exploiting them. They are charging them all $500 a month for rent, and all they get is a floor space and something to sleep on. You don't get no privacy. You don't get none of that shit. All you do is live in a house that got a whole bunch of slave immigrants living in it, and they pay all of this money. So the person that got 30 people living in a 3-bedroom house, nobody got no goddamn where to be, but they collecting $500 a month from 30 people. You do the math. But we get ridiculed because we refuse to be treated like this. It's actually illegal to treat the immigrants like this. I'm gonna need y'all to stop smoking whatever you be putting in your pipe. If it's not that green stuff, and if it's the new green stuff, it might not really be what it is. But because y'all just be saying some crazy stuff to me, I never understood those arguments. We're not going back to being a slave. We're not going back to taking slave wages. And Black people work very hard in this country. How do you think that they pay their bills? And we don't have room to give immigrants pay underneath the table, because you know whose jobs they're actually taking? Let's talk about the one Black job nobody wants to bring up, the felon Black job. How about the felon who can't get no job because he has been labeled ostracized from society for forever because he just got out of jail, or she just got out of jail or out of prison? They're trying to become a productive citizen again, because everybody in prison is not in there for heinous crimes. There's lots of reasons that you can go to prison or go to jail. Now you're labeled a felon, and you know that every time you go get a job, they ask you, do you have a felony? And so now you can't get a job. So now they have become the new illegals. The felons used to be the ones that would actually go work underneath the table. So what the fuck do you mean? Oh, nobody wants those jobs. The felons will take those jobs because it should be against the law, but they've been ostracized from society. You know, it's the new discrimination. You can't get a house because they ask you if you have a felony, or you can't rent and live here. Like, yeah, but if they ain't serving time no more, don't they need a roof over their head? Don't they need to get a job? Don't you want them to be productive? Or do you want them to go out and then steal and rob? And you wonder why people get caught up in the cycle of constantly committing crime, because you don't give them the opportunity to be a productive citizen no more in society. So let me tell you the Black jobs, because y'all want to scream, well, Black people commit all this crime, they fill out of prisons, y'all the thugs and the criminals. Okay, well, all of those thugs and criminals and Black folks that got felons, they were actually working those under the table jobs. So those are the Black jobs they're also taking. Want to act stupid? What Black jobs? Nigga, all the Black jobs, okay? Trump wasn't lying. Trump was not lying. So they affect you in that way. As soon as the immigrants come in here, unemployment rate become high for Black people. Y'all can play if you want to play, but when Trump kicked them all out last time, the unemployment rate for Black people actually was lower than it had been in a long time. And then I hear some of y'all screaming and crying, talking about, no, actually, the unemployment rate got really high with Trump, and it got lowered again when Biden came into office. Wow, y'all be smoking some stuff that y'all, I don't even want to say what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't think you know what it is, because your brain is all the way fried. You know, we did have COVID during Trump. Of course, the unemployment rates were very high. But before that happened and he kicked out all the immigrants, the unemployment rate for Black people was the lowest it had been in a long time, because that is a direct impact that should show you that when immigrants are in this country, you get less jobs. It's not the white people, it's the Black people. The immigrants are your competition for your communities and your jobs, not nobody else, us. That's who it affects the most. Us. Then as soon as Biden got back in the office, people started going back to work. So of course, unemployment rates went down. That was not a cause of his administration nor Trump, the thing you want to bring up, that was a cause of actually the effect of the pandemic. Everybody was laid off during the pandemic. Everybody. Remember, we got a commissary check for our books to order stuff online for them to drop it off to us, and we all was sentenced to jail in our house. You don't remember that? Nobody had a job. But y'all act like y'all don't understand how those things do not affect what y'all be screaming about. You got to be smarter than that. And stop saying what's on the surface and look at what's actually going on there. So again, the people who compete the most when it comes to your communities and your jobs with these immigrants are Black people. Black people. Black people. And now you're about to contend with some vicious criminals that are going to be in your community, in your neighborhood, and your children are walking to school because you know they don't give us buses in the hood. You know, we got to walk to our school to be dropped off. You know, they didn't have buses in Detroit when I was in school. We walked to school. You had to go to school in your neighborhood where you could catch the city bus to it or walk to it. Ain't no buses in the hood taking no kids to school. So your kids have to walk in these neighborhoods with these same immigrants who are committing crimes, who are doing crimes even against children. Go look them up. They've already done crimes to children, women, and everything else, not just the woman that I put up here. So that's the next thing that you're going to be contending with. Now, somebody said in the chat earlier, Chris, I sent you and I did not forget. Okay. Chris said, I'm glad you have faith in us. And he laughed because I said, we're not prepared. So I know you was being facetious. So let me address that. We're not prepared. And I mean that in all sincerity, because no matter what we go through in our communities, let's just be real about our communities and who's in our communities. Okay. You have women, y'all call them baby mamas, y'all call them your aunties, you call them your sisters, right? And your mothers, your grandmothers, and they have to go to work every day. They have to be in those communities. No, they're not ready for the likes of these immigrants and the crime that will come to our community. They're not. Most of the men in our community are not present enough to be worried about being the right type of protector. And even if they are in our community, we scream gun control so much because we're terrified of guns, because we feel that guns destroy our community, that nobody is equipping their children and the fathers, the mothers, everybody. Nobody is equipping our people in our community to learn to have weapons and use them in the proper fashion. Most of us are boggled down with survival every day by going to work and trying to make ends meet and trying to cook meals and deal with whatever's going on at our kids' school. How many Black people do you really know that are in the hood that are in some form of a fighting or self-defense class? How many are really practicing with weapons and learning how to defend themselves? How many Black people in the hood are even preparing themselves just for basic survival? Shit, you don't need a Venezuelan to take you out. A snowstorm will take your ass out. If the power go out and you ain't got no heat because you ain't prepared. If all the food go off the shelves at the store and your ass ain't got no supply in your house, which you don't because most is living month to month, check to check, end to end, guess what? You're not ready. You don't need a Venezuelan to take you out or an immigrant. A natural disaster can take you out. Most of our people in our community are too boggled down with surviving that we don't have time to be prepared or to practice anything for real survival. And that's part of the government's plan. They keep you on this wheel all day long and you focused on how do I get the next dollar? I got to go to work. I got to go to work. So let me say this before I get out of here tonight. I want to thank everybody that gave in the chat. This is why I think for me, it has always been important. And I don't want to say this as though everybody can do this, because you have to have the right mindset. And some people just want to be workers. Okay. You don't know how to be in charge of anything or run nothing. And you need your job to tell you what to do in order for you to know what to do every day. It's not about you can't do it. It's about your mindset won't let you do it. Everybody don't have the right mindset. But this is why, on some serious stuff, I teach people how to make money online. And I've given free classes, so it ain't even about a charge for nothing. I've been telling people this stuff. I remember there was a time for $25, I had a class. I think that class was 4 damn hours. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I don't work for myself to have money. I work for myself to have what money provides. I got a GMC in my driveway. I do live in a nice house because I'm a homebody, so I want to have a nice house, but I give a damn. These earrings came from the beauty supply. I don't give no damn about no name brand. I don't give a damn about wasting my money on stupid shit. I have survival products. I send my children to defense class. We learn how to shoot guns. We do things that matter around here. And I would like to get up and live my life how I want. The reason why I can watch TV and put together what the news is saying, I can read a book, I can stop and focus for a fucking moment to realize what's going on is because I'm not stuck in the rat race of I got to get to work. I got to do this. I got to do that. I don't want to come and exist and not live my life. I did that. I struggled when I was younger. I lived in the hood. I had to run from paycheck to paycheck. Even when I was married, we didn't always have the greatest time. I was a stay-at-home mom, but there were times that the lights went off. We was always stressing about something. It wasn't until I got in a place to do for myself, to regulate when I work, when I don't work, what I want to do and when I don't want to do it, to be able to be in control of that. It gave me my life back. Shout out to you, Valerie. I want to thank you over on MX Network. Thank you for that donation in the chat. I think that's the most powerful thing that I gain from what it is that I do. Because you going to work every day, struggling and striving. You can't heal from your trauma because you ain't even got no money or no time to talk to a therapist. You don't even have enough time to sit and think about your wrongs, to take accountability for them, or to say sorry for the shit you did wrong to people, or to figure out, I don't need this fucker. You know how many people are together in our communities because they have to stay together for livelihood, because they need each other to put a roof over their head, but they hate the person they with. So it's turmoil, it's trauma, all of this in the house. To have the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it, it gives you your life back. That's what I do it for. That's what I use my money for, to be able to be free and live my life, to say that I have a life. What I refuse to do is come here, live, bust my ass, work, not be able to enjoy moments, beg a motherfucker to let me get off so I can go to my kid's special moment, let somebody give me more time off because I'm sick right now and really need a whole week off, but because I don't got no paid leave, I can't do it. So I got to go to work sick. Or God forbid we lose a loved one in our family, I need some fucking time to mourn. But you tell me you can take a week and you got to come back. Bitch, I'm hurt. My child died. Maybe my mother passed away. I go to the store, I go to Walmart, I go to fast food places, and I see people working, and I always think, it's been so long since I lived that life. I could never go back to that. Because it's not about getting up and doing a job. I work a job every day. I'll be up till 2, 3 in the morning working. Running your own business and making your own money doesn't mean you don't do no goddamn work. I work my ass off. I pull all-nighters sometimes because I got things I got to do. I'm always working. But I get to take off when I decide I want to take off. If the day is just too much, I take it the fuck off. If I need to go see somebody or get a break right now, I can hop on a plane and go wherever the fuck I want to go and take a damn break and free my mind from stress. So it's not that you don't work. I don't look at people that work and be like, damn, I can never do that. What I can never do, I think about, let me tell you something. I think about how a person is sitting at Taco Bell or Walmart, and what do you make? I don't even know. I haven't worked and I don't know how long for somebody else. What do you make working at Walmart? $12 an hour as a cashier, I hope is less than that. My God. I could not fathom working for an hour and you hand me a $20 bill. And in this day's society, $20 an hour is a hell of a job. Absolutely it is. It's a hell of a job for people who work for people. I can go to sleep and make $200 in my sleep. And that's not to brag. What I'm saying is, once I realize that there is other ways to make money and to do this thing, I'd rather work on my own time. I'd rather work on my own schedule. When I know I can go to sleep and in my sleep wake up to $200, $300, shit, sometimes $1,500. While I've been on this live, I have probably made at least $70. And I'm not talking about this live. I'm talking about a product that's probably sold on Amazon. I'm talking about somebody who has probably bought one of my products. I'm talking about somebody who will sign up for a class. I'm talking about the subscriptions that were paid for at MX Network. See, I don't teach nothing that I don't really do, and I can't show you my shit. I'll show you I really do it. So when I go to sleep, between the 4-5 things that I got going on, somebody done paid $20 for some over here. I done sold some shit on Amazon. It's Christmas time. People buying shit. This is the good month. This is the good time of the year. We in business owners, we in the end of the year good. Everybody buying stuff. Even in the low time, people are still buying. Might not have been what it was a year ago or the year before that. But I promise you, I can go to sleep and wake up to a couple $100 while I'm asleep. And I didn't do shit. They ordered it on Amazon and the drop shipping company sent that shit to them. Somebody bought some shit, they got an email and they downloaded it. Now, I do got to teach a class on Saturday, but I enjoy interacting with my people and doing that type of a work. But that still ain't till Saturday. I've decided I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm not going live because this is work too. I'm not going live. I'm going to take tomorrow off. That's what I'm going to do. I was supposed to be in New York. I'm not going to be in New York, so I wouldn't have been able to do anything anyway. So tomorrow I'm taking off. I'm going to go maybe get my nails done again. I'm going to go have me a smoothie, might give me a facial. I'm going to enjoy my day. And I'm probably going to sleep till about 12 because I'm not going to finish doing my work till about 3 o'clock in the morning. But I'm going to sleep till 12. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a bubble bath at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because that's what I want to do. So again, you have to understand that being in the struggle you're in, it keeps you from thinking, from seeing things straight, from enjoying your life. And I just say, you didn't come here either to be born, to work your ass off, to survive every damn day, and then die. When is retirement age? 65? You gotta wait till you're 65 to relax. And you know, some people don't even have the money to do that and relax. They be 65 working at the Wendy's drive-through window because they still don't have enough money to make ends meet for their retirement check. So it's no knock to anybody that works. What I'm saying to you is, you guys, you could go over to MX Network. Let me say this while I'm saying this, and I didn't plan to have this conversation, but over there, and I believe it's free. If it's not, I'm gonna go make it free. I'm gonna go make it free for you, okay? I did a live, and there were a lot of people in there, about 500-600 of y'all. And that's a lot for my network. I'm going to make the 10 ways to make money online show that I did. Now, I didn't go into a bunch of details. I didn't show you the websites. I didn't give you all the red tape and the things you're going to run into and all of that. It's a lot more to it. But anybody who got some go-get in them, you can take the information from that live and you can start somewhere and it will allow you to learn, right? But if you want to save yourself time, because it has taken me years, and I'm talking about double-digit years to get to where I am. And there's just a lot of red tape that I can cut through for you. This is when you get mentorship and you go to classes and you allow people to cut through all of that. That's what we do in the boot camp. Saturday in my class, that's 3 hours. I'm going to teach you 3 ways to make money online. You're going to see that in the class. So in the live on MX Network. So I'm going to make it free. Go over there and get your subscription if you have not. If you have one and you have a free one and you ain't used it, as soon as I get off here, give me about 10 minutes, I'm going to make it free. And I'm going to leave it free. Okay, for the rest of this weekend, go watch it. Okay, everything ain't for everybody. That's why I teach you ways. It's 10 different damn ways. That it's more than that, but I give you 10 ways. And no matter whether you got no money, you got a little money, or you got some shit to invest, there's something over there that you can do. Making money online is not a fad. It is the new economy, y'all. If you don't know how to have a job online, do something for somebody online, or make money online, you're not going to be any good anyway, because even working at fast food is fucking gone. 13 million people are going to lose their job because AI is getting ready to fucking take y'all jobs. They got a one robot kitchen and they need one person at the restaurant, and that's it. They don't need you to take no orders. They don't need you to motherfucking cook nothing. They don't need you to do none of that. All computerized. Either learn a skill so that you can work for somebody in an online job, right? If you used to be a secretary, we need social media managers now. If you work for a company and you did marketing, you need to learn how to market online. And guess what? You don't need degrees for none of this shit. You just got to know how stuff works. Okay? So I'm going to make the class free. Go over there and watch it, y'all. Go over there and watch it. Now, Saturday, I do have a class, right? It's not expensive at all. It's a one-day class. You get the replay. I am going to teach 3 ways to make money online. I might get into a 4th if we have enough time in the class, depending on how the class feels. My boot camp people will tell you I don't leave until everybody's satisfied. If the class go 4 hours, if y'all cool, I'm cool. I don't leave until we done. So I might throw in a 4th way, but I'm going to teach 3 ways how to make money online that it don't cost you nothing to get started. But in class, the difference between the live you're going to watch is I'm going to go into all of the websites to use. I'm going to pull them up and show you how to use them. I'm going to show you how to do all of the systems. And then I'm going to tell you how you market the stuff that you have, okay? For the stuff that needs to be marketed. Some stuff you don't got to market it at all. And I'll get into that in class. But all you got to do is do what you got to do and set it up. You don't need to market nothing. And I'm going to show you how to market and not spend $1, not spend 2 cents. You ain't gonna pay for no ad. Now that's what we gonna learn in class. Okay, so it's up to you. You can go over to the whatchamacallit, but again, that's on Saturday, y'all. And I say all that, and I'm gonna end this live at this point. But there's a lot of shit coming for us, you know, and it's gonna be some hard times. And a lot of the reasons why we can't see the bullshit that's right in front of our faces because you're too focused on survival, right? Pauline said 17th ass. Shut up, Pauline. I know you lying. It better not have been no 17 commercials on this damn live. Is you lying, Pauline? Pauline said she sees 17 ass. Okay, don't play with me. I was about to say, see how they changed it. I was about to say, well, damn, if the new setting to be on low videos is showing you 17, what the hell was they showing y'all yesterday? 35? All right, y'all. Somebody said, Ebony said, yes, it has. Where is Will? Will, you still in here? Will, how many commercials you see from beginning to end? You've been in here the whole time. It's funny because some of y'all keep giving me different numbers. Some said they seen 6, they said 5. So I don't know why they're giving everybody different numbers. Maybe I could go in there and actually set the numbers. I got to go look. Y'all bear with me. I do not plan on having y'all watch a gang of commercials for all of my lives. I want you to be able to hear the lives, and I'm saying some shit need to be heard. I would be mad if it interrupted me with a commercial too. So anyway, somebody said 8. Okay, so I'm gonna go in the back. Y'all bear with me. I'm messing with the settings in the back. I've changed them each live. Did this one get better than yesterday? Who was on yesterday's live? Was yesterday's live way more commercials than today? Was today a little less at all? Compared to yesterday's live. Who was on yesterday's live? Okay, you only saw 4 since the stream started. Somebody said they seen 1. Will done left and done fell asleep. Will, I thought you was down to the end. See, Will? See? I thought you was west side. You lied. Now, if y'all want to completely avoid all of these commercials, you can just get your free subscription to MX Network. It's free, y'all. You needed to watch the online money class, okay? So when you go get your free subscription, or if you have your free subscription, y'all, what you need to do is go over to MX Network. You're going to go to the money talk section, okay? And it's the only video in the money talk section. That's where you're going to find it, okay? And it's 10 ways to make money online. That's where it'll be. You there? Okay, how many videos you seen from the beginning, Will? And again, ain't nobody, y'all answer me this. Who was here last night versus tonight? Do you think you saw less commercials on this live than you did on the one yesterday? Is it a difference in the amount of commercials? I'm trying to get the settings right in the back. Y'all bear with me. I'm not gonna make y'all watch a ton of commercials to watch the live. There's gonna be some commercials. Again, you could always come to MX Network if you don't want no commercials. It is okay, it is less. Okay. So it's one more set less than this. So okay. What time zone am I on? I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Georgia. Okay, so it was less. Okay, so at least that is changing from that perspective. I think it's one more set that makes it one more less than this. Somebody, Ebony said, more commercials for me today. The YouTube God said, Ebony, you ain't watched enough commercials and you owe them. If you the only one see 17 commercials, I think. I hope so. Okay, y'all. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Again, everybody, y'all bear with me. We're gonna get these commercials in order and see what I can do in the back with it. It's kind of hard though, because y'all all over the place. Some see a little, some see a lot, but at least it was less than yesterday. It seemed like for most of the people, not Ebony. Ebony must owe YouTube a bill or something. They said you go watch these damn commercials, girl. No, I'm just playing, Ebony. So anyway, I'm gonna try and figure it out, y'all. Go get your free subscription over to MX Network, you guys, and go and watch. You can watch this live if you're coming in late. You want to watch the replay with no commercials. Just get your free subscription. The link is in the description of this video to get your free subscription, you guys. And then go check out everything else over there that's free. So know that over there you get an email, you get your notification. If you guys have Roku TV, we are on Roku. You can download the app. You can actually watch it on your TV. You don't got to watch it on your phone or on a computer or whatever, right? And we do have our app in the Android store. We had to do some stuff, but the one in the iPhone store, we're redoing that. But if you can download the app to MX Network on your Android, and you can download us on the Roku, on your Roku TV, you guys, and watch us on TV if you want to. Just go find our app, okay? MX Network. We're also on Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV. So if you got any of that, you can go and look us up. We're working on the iPhone one. We have to redo some stuff. But other than that, so you guys can also download it in that way. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna take a break tomorrow. Unless like the aliens bust up out the sky, I'll be back for that. But unless like something like that jump off, that's really important. Y'all not gonna see me till probably Sunday because I'm taking tomorrow off. I have class on Saturday. I have class on Sunday too with my boot camp. But I will probably come talk to y'all on Sunday after the boot camp. All right, y'all. Thank you everybody in the on MX Network and on YouTube. Thank you for everybody who gave y'all donations and everything in the super chat. I appreciate it, and I'll be forgetting. Let me check the Cash App just in case because I don't want to forget nobody. I be forgetting and then I get off and it be somebody that says something. Okay, ain't no Cash Apps. All right. I just didn't want to leave y'all out. I be forgetting and I be feeling bad. So, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I see y'all. I see some of y'all in class. Hopefully the link for the class is down there too if you want to take the class on Saturday, y'all. Okay. Y'all can take the class on Saturday and ask as many questions as you want, and I'm gonna walk you through all of the steps. All right. So the link for that is down there in the description box too. And I don't know any links you need, they in the description. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good night, and y'all watch y'all back. Y'all watch out for them Venezuelans. Okay. Make sure they're not creeping around your house and shit, trying to steal some shit from you and come up in there. You better watch your back, watch your front and your left and your right. Okay. Y'all have a good night. Stay black, stay strong, be happy. And stay safe out there. Stay the fuck away from them immigrants. Pretty soon they're going to be gone, though. Maybe it'll be easy to do so. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night.